Another episode of Clear Hair. Today we're going to be talking about scary stories. Scary stories from people asking me if this is my real hair. Roll that bean footage. Anyways, so today's topic is going to be scary. Here we go. Today's topic is going to be scary natural hair horror stories. Dun dun dun. Sound effect music. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to go into my first story. Basically, Mystique. We're going to call this the Mystique story. Everybody knows Mystique from X-Men. Basically, what ended up happening was I did this. You ever post something on your story and you're just like, you know what? I know people are watching me, so let's just give them what they want. So it's at a previous job. And so on my story, I had a different hairstyle. And then after I posted the story, I put a wig on. You know what I'm trying to say? It was laid, it was pretty. I put a wig on, right? So I come into work and there's one girl who's always watching my stories, like literally interesting, like literally watching my stories. She comes up to me and is like, hey, you had different hair from when you posted on your story this morning. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I hit her with the Harry Potter right quick. What? But what ended up happening was that she was just so, you could tell she was just so confused. She was just like, she was so confused and she was like, but you had different hair on and this and the other. What happened to it? You must have got your hair after 10 a.m. or something. I was like, first of all, note to self, if anybody's really watching your story that closely, please mess with them. Please feel free to mess with them because I feel like they want a show. You might as well give them one. I wish I had some glitter. Might as well give them a show, right? So my next story is someone arguing about me about my real hair. I'm laughing because it's just one of those things where it's just like, there's never a time where I can sit there and say, you know what? Let me ask that person if that a piece of them is real. Let me verify their hair right quick. Do you know how stupid that sounds? So what ends up happening, I was working as a cashier, you know, which me, I feel like everybody needs to work in retail. It definitely humbles you to be around that many people who are stupid, okay? So talking about the customers. So what ended up happening was I was at the cashier and I'm over here. I had my hair out or whatever. I think I had braided the front. I haven't done this hairstyle in a while. I might endeavor it, but like I braided the front and then the back was out. So I picked it out to like a perfect circle afro. The circumference and the radius was on point. Don't do me. Anyways, but so she comes up and she is what you think she is. So she comes up and she's just like, I was like, oh no, this is the head turn of confusion. So basically she looks up at me. I'm 5'10", which is why I do not believe that influencers are taller than me because of the fact that my head is like halfway through. It's on the highest setting. It's on the highest setting. I try to like stack books under my pivot, whatever. But yeah, anyways, so I'm 5'10", so I'm used to people looking up at me, right? So what ended up happening was she looked at me, she was like, is that your real hair? I was just like, meanwhile, back at the Hidden Valley Ranch, I'm literally sitting here. I'm just like, you know what? Don't do it, Claire. You need this job. You need to go through college so you can get a degree so you can just go about your business. So of course I said, yes, it is. And she's like, no, it's not. I was like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so after 5 minutes of he said, she said, she was like, oh, well, it's really nice then. I was just like, I'm over here thinking, I'm just like, I'm not even in the right state to get punked. I think punked was something from 2004 because there's no way this is a human being. There's no way this is a human being who's sitting here asking. And the thing about it is I've noticed that people don't do this when you don't have your badge on because in real life, I've never really experienced that. Like it's always when that badge is on. Something about that badge is just like, protect, you shall not pass. Like they feel like they can't get punched in the face. You know what I'm trying to say? Not saying I would do that. You know, she was an older lady, but I can definitely say that it was just kind of funny to me because it's just like, I wouldn't dare, even if something like, let's say somebody's wearing a toupee, I wouldn't dare come up to him, Reginald, that's his name, Reginald, is that real? Like, I would never do that because I feel like even if it's real, even if it's fake, I feel like we can talk about other stuff. Like, no one's asked me what my favorite dinosaur is. Pterodactyl. Flying over all the flying over all the dinosaurs. I still feel like they're around. They flew away. But anyways, like I was saying, it's just one of those things where it's just like a lot of people don't understand that, oh, it's just an innocent question. I was like, an innocent question is, hey, where are you from? Hey, where's that accent from? Not, hey, is that your real hair? And if it is, that's going to determine on how I'm going to speak to you. That's going to determine on how we converse for the rest of the day. No, that's not an innocent question. And then this is going to be the final story. My thing is, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am not a magician. Okay, I'm really good at editing. I'm practicing every day, but I'm not a magician. So the reason why I say this is that I remember this one time. This is when lace frontals first started taking off, right? So I had this one wig, Diva Dress Synthetic A. I had this one wig on, and I guess there wasn't an update to everybody about how the invisible part, right? So I had an invisible part, and I remember one of my coworkers came up to me, and he was like, he is what do you think he is? He came up, and he was like, hey, did you straighten your hair? I was like, no, I didn't. He was like, but your hair is out. And then he comes closer, and and this is me. I'm on my matrix, call it Jada. I'm on my matrix backing up. I was like, wait a minute. It just comes closer to see. He was like, oh, your hair is not out. I was like, no, why are you winking at me? I'm just gonna wink it away. Like, no, you can't wink it away. But I could definitely say for sure that I'm not a magician. Okay, I'm not touring anymore. I can't even play spades. There, I said it. I can't even play spades. I'm sorry about that. But it's just the fact that I know a lot of people will sit there and say, oh my God, these stories are hilarious, this and the other. But you got to understand, I feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like stuff that hits harder is psychological. Like, if somebody came up and touched my hair, I wouldn't like that, unless we're cool or whatever. But it's different psychologically, because psychologically it's just like, dang, like they really think hair, type 4 hair or natural hair can't go that difference. And there's a difference between curiosity and microaggression. You know what I'm trying to say? So I really feel like there needs to be definitely a discussion about proper hair touching. And so it's just one of those things where I feel like just certain questions, like my solution today is treat you the way you want to be treated. So if I come up to you and ask you a personal question, which I get it, some people feel like it's just hair, it's dead follicles. I was just like, thank you for the science lesson. But psychologically, there's more behind it. I did my previous video about Love My Hair by, I think it was on the CMA Awards. Like, they had this beautiful performance. You guys need to go check it out. Even if you don't check my video out, check them out. But I can definitely say for sure that there definitely needs to be a discussion. I really hope we can move forward and know that if you don't want a question asked to you, do not ask a question. And then, of course, conscientiousness and emotional IQ as well, because I know some people are like, how are you supposed to know? I was just like, body language. If I'm going like this after you ask me a question, I am not happy. Okay, so definitely do that for sure. But I just really want to share some stories with you guys. Definitely stay tuned for a brand new episode on Friday from Claire Hair. Don't forget to what? Share.